You screwed up your shoulders real bad that you had to experience again that embarrassing moment when you finished with your number 2.
Mom, I'm ready!
Strength, endurance, and lifelong health.
I know when you injure yourself, those crazy thoughts are bothering you, which is something like this. I don't even know how I injured myself. I did every single fucking rotator cuff exercises out there. Now it's all good, it's just 6 weeks of rehab and you know, I'm pushing myself so hard. It's a little bit resting, it's not that serious. What you talking about? I'm suffering here for a decade to build this kind of muscle mass. And I'm gonna lose it in 6 weeks. You're not gonna lose what you worked for in 6 weeks, just calm yourself. Everything will be just fine. Yeah, it's going to be fine because I'm going to take steroids from now on. No, you cannot do that. You know that we are lifetime naturals. Who is we? I'm the only one. I'm the one who controls everything. You are the unconscious part of me, so I know that you're frustrated, but chill, man. Everything will be just fine. Let's start that rehab. So as you can see, I was pretty frustrated because I literally do everything to make sure that I avoid any kind of shoulder injuries. But it happened, so I don't know what should I say, but I had to dig deep into this whole question and I found 2 answers. And one of them is that open chain isolation exercises to target the rotator cuffs are secondary if you are talking about shoulder health. And the second one is a secret that I'm going to reveal later in the video. So let me show you this diagram, which will help you hopefully to understand that injuries are almost unavoidable when you're becoming an intermediate lifter. So when you are training for like 3 years, it's going to give you enough stimulus to build muscle mass. But when you're reaching your natural ceiling, the potential muscle mass that you can naturally build, you are going to hit that kind of ceiling. So you have to push yourself to your very limit to get that stimulus to build even further muscle mass. That's why, in my opinion, injuries are almost unavoidable for someone who is an intermediate lifter. So let's talk about briefly what happened with my shoulder, because I think it's pretty interesting because I did my very best to avoid any kind of shoulder injury. But I had a slap 2 biceps tendon partial tear. Here is the MRI. You can see what happened, if you can see from an MRI, because I couldn't. So I had to ask a doctor for help, of course. And they examined my shoulder and they told me it's going to take like 4 months or 6 months to recover, or even a surgery. So I was quite disappointed, and especially because there was another injury as well at the same area. It was a supraspinatus tendon irritation as well, so it's a combined shoulder injury, and that's why I couldn't do any kind of shoulder lateral raises, and after that I couldn't do any kind of pressing or pulling movement without a pinching pain and a pinching sharp pain in that kind of area. So I fucked up so bad. But there is a solution. Now if you are so tough and stupid like me and you have a very high pain tolerance because of the childhood abuse that you had to suffer, then you can push yourself to your very limit even though you have a shoulder injury, which is completely pointless. And it happened with me as well because I already had the shoulder injury and I was pressing really hard, and I told to my friend like, dude, I think there is something not right in my shoulder, and after we did some shoulder press. What the fuck? Why, dude? Why? It's just not clever. Somehow you have to detect within your body when something is not right. No, I don't have a stroke. I'm just showing you that shoulder pain can originate from weak neck muscles, which means that from now on you have to have a fucking neck session as well. So when I learned that there is another 20 kind of neck muscles that I have to train to rehab my shoulders or avoid any further shoulder injury, I was like, how is that even possible? Like, You have to train your asshole to get a better orgasm. Yeah, well, okay, I'll do that. But training my neck as well? Do I really have to train every single fucking muscle in my body? It seems like yes. You remember when you went down the gym and you started to do your bench presses without even warming up? Now those good old days are the fact that now you have to start your training sessions with fucking neck session. So now you know how important it is to train your neck. I would like to share some other useful information with you. If you want to spend your hard-earned money on something that actually works, and not that kind of stupid shit that you're buying online just for fun, I'm available for online personal training to change your life for a better good. So now you can make your parents proud. At last. Now, if you have a shoulder injury like I do, then the best is to implement these kind of neck exercises in a more specific way into your routine. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned that there is two possible answers to my shoulder injury. One of them is obviously to strengthening my neck, and the other one is to controlling my shoulder blade. And the best is to combine these together and become a fucking superhuman.
The shoulder blade acts as a dynamic platform for shoulder movement. It must rotate, elevate, depress, protract, and retract efficiently to allow pain-free arm motion. Several neck muscles either attach to the scapula directly or influence its positioning indirectly. The shoulder joint, the glenohumeral joint, sits on the scapula. If the scapula doesn't move properly, so it's not rotating, tilting, or positioning correctly, then the ball and socket joint becomes unstable. The muscles, especially the rotator cuff, are forced to compensate or operate at a mechanical disadvantage. This increases stress and risk of impingement, tendonitis, and tears. Key muscles like the serratus anterior, lower trapezius, and rhomboids must activate properly. By holding the scapula in a good position during arm movement will reduce overactivation of the upper traps and neck muscles and also will allow the rotator cuff to function optimally without overloading. That's why depressing your scapula and training the lower portion of your traps will allow you to train harder than ever and control your shoulders in a completely new level. Longer limbs equals longer levers equals higher torque. I'm 6'4", so 194 centimeters tall. So for me, during loaded exercises like overhead presses or bench presses, the shoulder joint endures significantly greater mechanical stress compared to someone shorter. Just for plain educational comparison, this famous fitness YouTuber Jeff Nippard is 5 foot 4.7 inches tall, which is 164 centimeters, exactly 30 centimeters less than me. Even though I highly appreciate his and any other fitness enthusiast work, I just can't relate to their struggles, as I know how different it is to build muscle size at my height. I'm here to help anyone who wants to stay healthy and get stronger and more muscular, but especially I would like to help tall people. So my goal is to educate tall guys out there that it is possible to look masculine and build size and strength as well. I'm soon dropping an ebook, Fitness for the Tall, so stay tuned.